All right, we're good to go, Ben.
I think it just reacts to you saying, to you talking.
This right here is a visual representation of Monday's episode of Good Movie Monday. I think this happened, every 5 minutes? All the way through the show. I could have just removed... Oh, I did remove my watch at one point.
Yeah, and you sat on it. Unfortunately, unlike Christopher Walken in Pulp Fiction, you did not bury it far enough up your ass.
Imagine if he's walking around with that.
His Japanese prison guards would have known.
My ass.
I hid this uncomfortable chunk of metal up my ass.
So this thing,
for 4 years.
Every time it goes off, I turn it off. It just keeps recurring. And I did discover the other day that if I just let it go out, like just beep out, then it stops. So if I just let this go until it's done, mind you, I'm holding it to the microphone just to make
audio
it aid.
Did I tell you that I went to see
Amsterdam?
The live taping of a Channel 2 program hosted by a cooking program hosted by Dorinda Hefner.
Right.
And the show went great. And at the end of it, we've been sitting there for like an hour and a half while they did this thing. They're like, the oven was beeping the entire time. We've got to do it all over again. And Dorinda Hefner second guessed all the gags from the first take. So it totally failed.
It's like us when we've finished an episode and we're like, hey, forgot to press record.
Yeah.
Got to do it all over again. Anyway, hey everybody, Glenn and Ben here from the Good Movie Monday podcast. Just going to spin my hat around because I realise you can't really see my face, which is probably a good thing. And we're here to do a reaction/review of Amsterdam, the new movie by David O. Russell that we saw last week. It's actually been in cinemas for a little while by the time you catch this video.
Well, maybe a week.
Yeah.
We were embargoed.
Well, we
were embargoed until the day before it came out to be...
Yeah,
because
this was a rare case of the advanced screening we saw, well advanced, compared to normal. Okay, let's talk about the film. I really, really, really enjoyed this one.
Mm-hmm.
It surprised me. We had seen the week before See How They Run, which was the Agatha Christie style whodunit.
Yes.
I was, as much as I enjoyed that in the end, I was fearing another one of those. I thought, this is going to be more of the same. I thought it was going to be a sort of farcical kind of whodunit, but this was farcical, but...
And not really a whodunit.
Well, kind of was. Kind of is. I think. They're framed for murder, and there's a twist to reveal...
Yeah, but it's more of a... It's not like a... It's not a...
Okay,
the murder is...
Who is it?
The murder is the MacGuffin.
Yeah, who is it?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Who is the organisation? Which, I mean, it's pretty obvious right from the start who it is.
Yes.
He doesn't really go to great pains to hide.
But we won't reveal that for people because
No.
For some people it will be a discovery. But look, this is one of my favourite Christian Bale performances, and I mean he's done a lot of great performances, but I think this is quite outside of his box.
He's nowhere near as annoying as he usually is.
This is as likable as I think he's been, and he's a nice guy all the way through this. And I was watching him on, I think it was maybe Variety or Entertainment, whatever, doing the breakdowns of their roles, and he talks about this one and saying how it was very important to them that the three main characters are optimistic all the way through, no matter what's going on, and they are, and I think that is very likable to watch.
Yeah, I found this one to be, it's like David O. Russell's Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah, yep. This is two Wes Anderson-like movies in a row for us.
Yeah. I mean, much more so than See How They Run, which I don't know what the hell that was. That's very much like a Agatha Christie, like any other British Agatha Christie movies,
Pink
which
Panther.
I usually don't really like. Yeah, it's probably more an Inspector Calls, or even they have the same character from Inspector Calls or Green is for Danger, or any of those kind of British kind of crime kind of inspector movies, but in Gosford Park they have basically the same characters.
Yeah.
It's Stephen Fry and I can't remember who plays the sergeant who's actually the brains.
Let's face it, with the whole whodunit genre, it's seen one, you've seen them all.
Yeah. But some are done better than others.
For sure.
And that one's the problem with that one is like most of Adrian Brody is great.
We talked about this movie last week.
Yeah, but it's more the like Sam Rockwell. I love Sam Rockwell, but his performance is not growing on me the more time passes. Saoirse Ronan, I like.
Yeah.
Sam Rockwell in this film, no.
We were the other way around. Anyway, Amsterdam.
But yeah, but I actually at the start of the film I did not care for. I don't really know his name, but it's Denzel Washington's son.
Yeah.
I thought he was a bit one note in his performance for the most part, and he's totally outshone by Margot Robbie and Christian Bale, both of whom are so outrageously charismatic and have such huge personalities in the film, whereas his characteristics is almost a complete lack of a personality.
I agree wholeheartedly, and yet I was drawn to him.
I would have rather it had been Chris Rock, who's like just in this like a side role as one of the other guys in their troupe. But
I felt
had that been Chris Rock, it would have been a lot better.
Maybe I felt that Chris Rock was a little bit too on the nose tokenistically for me in this. Like I said to you at the end of the movie, there's a lot of I think they were trying too hard to make some parallels with the modern work culture, which I don't want to go into. I'm not going to draw attention to it as much as I could.
But the thing is, like the issues of today were the issues of then as well.
No, I know, but I felt like they were looking straight down the camera at the audience and saying, "See, like you've got to watch out. This will happen. History repeats," and they say that history repeats itself. It's a motif, right? I didn't like that aspect of it, but I'm happy to just let that go. Like that's
Yeah, but I mean, all of that stuff has Hitchcock has done movies about exactly the same thing about the Nazi movement in America trying to.
Oh no, I completely understand that. I just feel it's a bit on the nose right now because everyone's doing it. I feel like everyone's being put on a pedestal and social justice is taking over, and I feel like this was just a little bit too in that direction for me. However, forget that. It's a great film. I enjoyed the shit out of it. Like it's not like it detracted for me.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, they do tend to make everything's a fucking political statement now. Yeah, you just can't have it. Just can't exist without it.
I just feel this didn't need it though. Like it can be political without actually looking at the audience.
That's right. It already was.
Yeah,
but I think studios and filmmakers have no faith in the audience, justifiably so. If what we read on the internet is anything they feel they have to beat you over the head with it.
Yeah,
because the subtext can't remain subtext; it has to become the text.
Yeah, so we both enjoyed it, right?
But it was I was surprised because usually David O. Russell,
he can be
more so than any other filmmaker. I think he's hit or miss.
Yeah.
And when he misses big, and when he hits big.
I agree completely.
And this one I thought was a big hit.
Yes, completely agree. There you go. And I will add that I think the first 25 minutes to half an hour is some of the most fast-paced, entertaining piece of cinema I've seen this year. Like a really pop.
Yeah, I think I kind of like Denzel Washington's son and maybe De Niro. They could have cast that better.
Yeah.
Like the De Niro stuff when he's kind of confronting the antagonist, he's good, but when he's doing the public speeches and stuff like that, he
phones it in.
I feel like he's just not, he's not charismatic enough for that. Like he's much more kind of darkly charismatic, not a. Come on, boys, let's do it for.
Well, if you're going for that caliber, give it to Pacino or something, who'd get up there and just give it a bit.
Yeah,
oomph
like
that would meet the genre and the comedy.
It is, in the Irishman, you can see when he as Hoffa, he's perfectly cast as Hoffa. If they had reversed those roles, Pacino would have been great as the Irishman.
Yeah,
De Niro would have been horrible as Hoffa.
Just a couple of cocksuckers in there, man. Yeah. All right, Amsterdam, thumbs up. Check it out.
We're in a bit of a predicament.
The man was killed. Police think that we did it. We need to clear our names.
Oh, that's something.
It was killed because of something that he had seen.
Because of an organization who want to rule the world.
Rule the world. We need you good people to help us out.
It's the only hope that we have to get out of this situation.
Well, let's hope this goes well.
Things have gotten more complicated.
Do you want to start this?
Drinks on me. Literally.
There's more where this came from.
Let's go to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Amsterdam. Rated R.
Did someone slap you, Bert? Because you have a red mark on your face.
I got slapped. I got punched.
Oh, no.
Only in theaters October 7th.